Jesse on a journey. On Sunday, I am leaving for India, and I wanted to kind of maybe do a little packing with you and talk about where I'll be going and some of the safety essentials that I bring. A lot of them I have mentioned before, but I'll mention them again just in case you're a new viewer and you can never talk too much about safety. My hair's a little wet because I woke up really early to do this video and you can hear my stomach growling. I haven't really eaten. I live next to musicians who start at like 9 a.m. and go to like 10 p.m. So to do this, I have to wake up early and like go quick, so I couldn't wait for my hair to dry or anything like that. Okay, so first I wanted to share my itinerary with you guys. If anyone's been to India before, I would love if you could leave some comments below and let me know some of the highlights of the places. So usually, as any of you who have read my blog may know, I usually travel solo. However, my good friend Wandering Earl, another blogger, he has his own tour company. So I'm gonna be going with Wander Across India. So the itinerary is day 1, Delhi. We're gonna do Old Delhi, the Sikh temple, the Chandni Chowk Market, Akshardham Temple. I'm probably saying a lot of this wrong. I haven't been yet, so I can't tell you the maybe 100% correct pronunciation. There's some walking upstairs. This is what living in Brooklyn is like. It's always noisy. For Varanasi, we'll do the Old City, an evening puja ceremony on the Ganges, and the burning ghats. Day 3, same place. We're gonna visit all of the ghats. The next day we'll still be there, and we're gonna do a sunrise boat ride on the Ganges River, and we'll have a free day to explore on our own. The next day, same place. Nothing planned, kind of free time. Day 6 to Agra to visit the Taj Mahal, which, funny enough, I'm not usually into like big name attractions, so, and I hate crowds, so I know like northern India already is going to be crowded in many places, but my friend says a lot of the time they get out of the cities and kind of explore. Yeah, I went to southern India 2 years ago solo for a bike trip, which was wonderful, and I stayed on organic spice farms, and I like bird sanctuaries, so it was, you know, not the India I think that a lot of people have in mind, but I think this a lot of the time will be kind of a little more hectic than what I had experienced. So day 7, Jaipur, the Abaneri Stepwell. Day 8 and 9 will be in Bundi. We'll have a morning drive, and then we will wander around the historic old city. Day 9, we'll do the Bundi Palace and Bundi Fort. I wish that I knew how to definitely say these words. Udaipur, we'll be doing things for 3 days there, like local markets, Jagdish Temple, and the Monsoon Palace. Udaipur, we'll be doing the Animal Rescue Center. Sahalion Ki Body Park. Ranakpur, we'll be going to a temple. And then we'll be going to Goa for the beach. So I am very excited for this itinerary. I'll be in Goa for like 4 or 5 days, so I'm gonna get a tan. So there was some little tips that we were given. The first, like cultural tips, were the holy cows. Cows are considered sacred in most of India, and as a result, they roam the streets quite freely. So there's a lot of cow excrement everywhere, so we have to be careful where we walk. Also, if you are about to walk past a cow in the middle of the city, it is a wise idea to walk behind the cow, as they tend to use their heads to butt those who walk in front. And then when you're behind him, you should kind of touch the cow's butt and let him know you're there. Also, a lot of people in India like to spit. And it's usually red because of betel leaf. I've seen that in other countries. A lot of people in other countries, maybe in the US too, I've never really seen it here, but will chew on it. It's like a kind of a stimulant, but you might see sometimes when you're traveling, like people with really red mouths. It's the betel leaf. Head bobble. Within seconds of your arrival, and you'll see it happen. It says, I noticed this in southern India, that kind of like head bobble that you like we've seen on TV or whatever, but my friend says that the head bobble can mean so many different things. In fact, it can mean anything. You might go into a shop and ask if they have shampoo, and the man behind the counter will just bobble his head and smile. It might mean yes, we have shampoo, or no, we don't have shampoo, or would you like a cup of tea? So it can mean anything. So, lots to look forward to. So one thing to note is that in India, it's important that, especially for women who are visiting, you dress conservatively. My friend had talked about how women who show a lot of skin are thought of as being gross, which to me can be a frustrating thought. I'm from New York, and I'm a woman, so feminist of sorts, but I also think when you travel somewhere, you really need to do what the locals do and assimilate as much as possible. One, for safety. You should always be trying to blend in rather than stick out when you're traveling, and make yourself less of a target. If it's not common there to show shoulders, then you shouldn't do it. It could be seen as rude. So on that note, I tend to dress very I usually have my belly button sticking out, basically. Because in Brooklyn, that's totally fine. But I basically had to go buy all new clothes because I'm not like the most conservatively dressed person. Not like I dress like a hoochie, but I don't understand what's going on up there. But my shoulders are showing, and this would not be okay for the trip, so I had to go buy all new clothes. So I wanted to show you my packing list and maybe give you some fashion ideas for your next trip. So let's see. I'm gonna grab a cup of coffee. A little sip of coffee. This is less to do with the ASMR video and more to do with the fact that I'm tired and I'm getting annoyed at what's happening upstairs. Okay. So I just went and turned on the air conditioner because it's getting loud outside. I think I've said this before. I live next door to a fish market. So there's delivery trucks all night and stuff. Anyway, India. We went before the trip, starting 2 weeks before the trip, to take probiotics. It's basically just like this little pill. Take it once a day with food, and it'll help kind of prepare your digestion for India. The truth is that many times, it's not the food that's making you sick if you're eating in clean places. But the water, and even if you're not drinking the water, you are going to restaurants where they usually use the tap water to clean the dish, which makes sense. But if a couple droplets of water stay on there, you could have an issue. I always travel with ciprofloxacin, I think is the full name, but most people just call it Cipro. It is really strong stomach medicine, and I mean, anybody who travels all the time uses Cipro. It's like, Pepto-Bismol doesn't work when you have severe stomach problems. So, listening to see if maybe they're leaving. I hear noises. Okay, anyway. I've talked about this product before, and actually, if you want it, they offer my followers and readers a discount. I'll write it in the description. The promo code is Journey10. Journey10. I'll say it a little louder. And the brand is ROBBOCOP. This is a personal alarm, so basically, I wear it on my wrist like this, and I won't do it. But if I pulled this little black piece out of the blue piece, it would sound like fire truck. Literally, it's as loud as a fire truck. So hopefully, if anyone was coming near me, they would be scared and run away. That's the thought. My boyfriend lives about a mile away, and I usually walk there at night. So I always have this on, traveling and at home. So I will leave the little code at the bottom in case. I think everyone should have one of these, especially if you travel, but even if you don't. Okay. In India, I don't plan on wearing any jewelry. You can see I'm not wearing any jewelry. And I'm not planning on really bringing makeup. The jewelry is so that I'm not a target. It's safety. I don't want people to see jewelry. Not that, the necklace my boyfriend gave me was like $4, but it's like sparkly. I don't know. I just don't want people don't know the price of things. The makeup is because when I travel, I just really like to let my skin breathe, and it's less to carry. So I will bring. I've talked about this brand before, Mad Hippie. I usually use their vitamin C oil. Now I've been using the Axe it's extremely moisturizing. And like if I wear this, I have like kind of a natural glow. I only use a bit of this. The vitamin C, I think, gives me a less shine. But if you have dry skin or you're somewhere where the air might be drier, or like in India, like some of the cities, I feel like it'll be like dirty air. Not to be mean, but in the big crowded cities, that's just how it is. I think this will be a good little thing to have. For stress, I have another little dropper that I use, and I do travel with it sometimes. It's by the Good Fight Herb Co. It's a deep breath de-stress blend, and it's like this. So you shake it first. And what's inside of it is a blend of lemon balm, holy basil, milky oat tops, skullcap, and green oil. Alcohol. It's a little bit of alcohol. And I just kind of let all of that get into my system, and it definitely does. It doesn't taste good. It's bitter, but you definitely. I literally feel like very relaxed after this, and I tend to get very stressed out about work. If I have a to-do list for work, which I always do, and then I think about it, I like want to sleep, so I like this stuff. My last little makeup thing that I travel with, which I've mentioned before, it's called the Miracle Cushion, and it's a Lancome product. And why I like it is a little compact. The little brush. You open it. You have the cushion of cover up foundation. I also will use it like under my eye. Why I like it is it's small and portable. So the mirror too. It doesn't count as towards your TSA liquids, and I only will travel with a carry-on, so it's one of the best products for travelers for sure. So first, I never travel without a poncho. This thing is huge, covers my whole body, and it takes up almost no space. I do have a little raincoat, but why I really like this is because I am a photographer. So when I'm carrying my camera, I like to be able to really like put the camera on and like have that covering it. For safety, I use this line of garments. I have shorts and a tank top, I just have to find them, and I couldn't, so I'll just show you the pants. So these are long johns. I wear them under things, and they have these hidden pockets. So I also have underwear, kind of boy shorts that have the zippers inside too. This is Clever Travel Companion. I'll put a link to them too. Again, I always travel with their stuff. It's nice stuff, the hidden pockets, so thieves never know that you have cash wear some solid tees, and I always travel with I have this in long and short sleeve. I can put a tank top on and then put something like this over it where it'll cover my arms. No matter where I travel, but also especially to conservative places, religious places, I have a scarf shawl. So this is perfect because I'll use it as my airplane blanket. I use it as a scarf. I've used it as an impromptu picnic blanket, but it works like this. Now I'm covered. But it's big, so it could be a blanket, everything too. I'll put a link to that too, because this is sometimes the plane is freezing. Sometimes you get on a bus, and even though it's 100 degrees outside, the bus is freezing, so this is like my savior. I bought a few of these kinds of shirts. Just an FYI, my room is super small, so it's hard to show you. So hopefully you'll get an idea. It's kind of a silky, light and breezy material. In the evening, it'll actually be a little bit cooler. So I think this will be good when it's like 70 degrees, 68 degrees. And I'll be bringing some solid black pants that I think this will go great with. I bought some of these kind of tops that I never would usually buy, but I actually like it. So basically I'm gonna wear this. It's a very stretchy top. It actually does basically cover my elbows. You should definitely have your shoulders covered, and if possible your elbows. So this is a very billowy shirt, and I'm gonna pair that with this skirt. It's a long skirt, and it's kind of breezy and flowy, and it's not see-through, but it's not super heavy, so it has this kind of cool design too. So this skirt will also go really well with, I don't know if I'd say really well. It looks interesting with this shirt. Again, this is something I normally wouldn't wear. It's inside out right now. But it's so light and airy. It's just perfect. The pattern is really cool. I think I would wear this back again when I come home. I don't know if not my usual style, but kind of cool. I'm going to be wearing, I found this shirt as well, which is similar. It's very billowy and flowy, and I have these brown capris that I like pink and brown. I think it's a good combo. And I'm not super crazy about matching all the time. It's got these pretty little buttons on the side. Nice little kind of whimsical flower print. So I think it'll go well. I've also got a short sleeve shirt, but it has long short sleeves, if you can see that. I think I could get away with this. It doesn't cover my elbow, but it does cover the shoulder. And it'll go so good with the skirt and my brown flood pants. It's very airy. great light little flannel I got at the thrift store. The brand is Square One. I can throw this on at any time and just kind of cover up. It's nice and light. And even if it doesn't match, I don't think that'll be a big deal. When it's cooler in the evenings, I have something else. This hoodie I got for like $7 at Rainbow. It's got these cool zippers. I don't know why you would need that, but I guess it's like an accent piece. So, throw it on. And now when it's spring weather and I'm freezing, because I'm always freezing, I'll be nice and warm. It's really comfy. Again, it was like $8 or something like that. Okay. Got this really kind of simple t-shirt by Madewell at the thrift store for $8. Again, it doesn't cover my shoulders, but it covers my shoulders, but not my elbows. But I think it'll be really comfy. It's cotton, so it's the one thing I'm nervous I didn't get a lot of cotton stuff because they didn't have a lot of like cute cotton stuff that wasn't tight. So this to me was loose and still kind of conservative, I think. And lastly, my hair looks crazy right now. I can see it in the thing. This is what happens when you have to air dry it while recording. I've got these they're stoneware breathe pants. They work as sweatpants and dress pants. They're made from recycled PET plastic, so they're super comfortable. I've been using these for traveling, like every trip I take them. They're a little bit heavy, but I'm going to India in October, so like it'll be hot, but at night I'll be able to wear something like this. Anyway, hope that you enjoyed my video. I'm sorry I haven't made one in a while, but the good news is I do plan on bringing my microphone and a mini tripod and my camera to India, so I want to do some hotel check-in videos at different properties and show you around India with me a little bit. I'll be covering the trip on my blog as usual, Jessie on a Journey, and depending on the Wi-Fi, because I heard it's going to be not so great, I want to try to do some Periscope, like live content. So I'm just on Twitter if you want to see that. But yeah, again, if you have any India tips, I would love if you could share in the comments below. It's a group tour, but we will have a lot of free time, so looking forward to hearing from all of you and bringing you along with me to India.